I think you ended up playing your overage year, did you not, for Rimouski?
No, I played 18, 19, like the 2 years after the draft.
Okay, and then you signed, and then right to the NHL. That must have. How hard was that jump? But I mean, you ended up leading the team in scoring. I know the team wasn't that great that year, and you guys struggled. You ended up changing coaches from Steve Ludzik to John Tortorella, and we're going to get to him. But how hard was that going from junior right to pro?
Yeah, I think obviously lucky to be drafted to a team that like needed young guy. Like, you know, if you get drafted by Detroit at that time, I'm probably in the minors for 4 or 5 years, and who knows what happens, right? But I got thrown right into the fire. I was on the power play the first week, and it was just like sink or swim. There wasn't a lot of options down there. You know, it was kind of, you know, the budget, everything was a little messy. Torts took over, and kind of we got the ship kind of going a little more professional, and we had he just changed the whole culture. He went very young, and he had us like, our training camps were like Navy SEAL boot camps, and you know we going to change the whole narrative of how to be a pro, and all of a sudden we weren't a laughing stock anymore, and it was just, you know, it was kind of him and his management team that kind of this can't be a golf destination for guys that want to come down and retire, you know.
Had you had a coach like Torts before?
No. Or since.
Was he making you make your bed again, or you had late night workouts just like high school?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah.
He made him go do the classes he didn't do in high school. He's like, "Fuck off, you're going to school too."
Yeah.
Was it Dubinsky said pray for the Flyers? I saw that came out already.
But there has been comments from him that he regrets the way that he handled your guys' relationship, and I'm sure since then you guys have mended, and you can maybe laugh about it now. But like, can you go to any like stories maybe in detail as to like why it was so toxic at some points? Like it's
like for him to say that is like,
and the fact that you were the Conn Smythe winner the year you guys won the cup, you think that if anything he'd be playing tummy sticks with you.
It was all in New York. It got, you know, I went to New York because of him. You know, he was the whole reason. I mean, I didn't know the team. I knew Lundqvist was great, but they were kind of, I didn't know the Dubinskys and Callahans and some of these guys, Ryan McDonough, like I didn't know how good they were. I played out in Dallas. You'd see them once a year or whatever. And, you know, Gabby was there, but he's like, we're close, and, you know, it'd be a great spot to play. And I'm glad I did it. And we made a couple runs there. But the lockout year, the half a lockout year, it was a mess. I was struggling. I'm not going to lie to you. And it made it, you know, it makes it harder when, you know, he got me there, and I got a lot of money because of it. And then you're struggling. It's New York, and it just, you know how it is. You just get in your own way out there. And then it got, you know, it just got weird. I wasn't 21 anymore, so I would question some stuff maybe that I didn't when I was younger. And I still think he's a great coach, and it just, you know, sometimes it got a little heated. But you know, we've talked since. It's not perfect, but we've talked and rehashed all the good times we had and the good things we've done together. And I played a lot of hockey under Torts, and we won a Stanley Cup. So
you seem pretty calm. I couldn't imagine many fuck you matches going on with Torts in the office. Would you clear his desk or something?
Yeah, no. he would want, he welcomed that. Yeah, he wanted like a fuck you match all the time. That's not, I just don't know if I could, I don't have that in me to a coach, you know, to go like that at him. But you know, he wanted you in there to challenge him. Sometimes he liked that. He wanted some confrontation as long as you went out, and, you know, he loved you coming in and asking for more. Or, why did you bench me? I need more. Or, you know, he'd love that, and he'd throw you right back out. And then, but you had to prove it real quick. But he gave you that opportunity. He did it. He did that with Marty, Vinny too. You know, he challenged Vinny in the locker room. He took his jacket off to try to fight him.
What did Vinny say? Was he speaking in French?
No,
I'm all set, dude.
You know, Vinny stood up, and then Andrechuk got in between it. But that was before we won the Stanley Cup. That was yeah. Again, he was trying to change the culture down there, and that's just Torts. He would think that's normal, and I'm going to make him better if we fight. You know.
He checked the tea time sheet. He fucking saw that the boys had a foursome lined up after practice.
Checking Old Memorial. He's like, who the fuck's playing today? What would you say, like, Yeah, like it obviously is a culture change, and you went through it. So, what are some examples, or if you can even think of any that like he'll bring to Philly? Is it more about just like every single day of practice, like there can be no passengers in terms of effort wise in skates, day of games, after games? It's like basically that's kind of how he approaches a culture change.
Yeah, detail, like just every little detail. Meetings start 10 minutes early.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
everything's you're on. You're not you're prepared. You're there a lot earlier. You're getting your workouts. I remember when he took over our first year in Tampa, it was like January or something, and we had like 5 games left in the season, and we were one of the worst teams, and all of a sudden, like, we're doing testing. He didn't care about the games. We were doing 3-mile runs for time, and then we were doing 15 laps 3 times for time, and then 3 laps 6 times for time, like in between games. And we didn't know what he was doing, but he was just getting all our times. And then he sent us a letter. Okay, here's your times. You better be way better when you get to training camp. We're going to be doing all this first 3 days of training camp. So like from August 1st, that's all we thought about was how are we going to beat these times, you know? And it was his way of like, you know, you guys aren't in shape. You're not even close to being in shape to play against the best in the NHL. Like, you know, so little stuff like that. And all of a sudden, the next couple training camps, you know, that's all we did. It was like, you know, I remember I played with Marty a lot. Our line, I'd be chasing Marty around at 3 laps times 6. So, you know, you better make sure you're ready to go if Marty's doing 3 laps behind him. So we kind of just kept pushing each other, and we would get off to really good starts, and that kind of fed Torts even more. Like, look how good our starts are. We're in great shape. So it just kind of took a life of its own. So a lot of video, a lot of details in video and stuff like that too.
Where had he come from? Was that his first NHL head coaching experience then?
Head coach, yeah, he did a little bit in New York as maybe an intern. He took over at the end of one of the years. I don't know if it was Muckler or someone like that.
But he wasn't known yet as Torts, right? Like that was kind of the beginning.
No, he was quieter. He started in Buffalo way back, like when McGillney and.
Oh yeah, he had a mustache too that was unreal. I've seen a picture of it.
And Brad, talking about that team and when you guys went on to win the 04 Cup, I think you're quoted as saying just the team morale in general was at the all-time high, your funnest year of hockey. Obviously, Torts has done his job in changing that culture, even to the point where I heard that he had you guys staying in the Tampa hotel all together during the entire run where you guys were away from your families. Is that the case?
Yeah. Well, I mean, most of us didn't have families, so that probably... And then maybe a few guys that had families wanted to be in the hotel.
They were the ones asking to do it.
Oh,
I remember, like, we were me and Vinny lived downtown. We're 23 years old. We were like so pissed when he said we got to stay in the hotel. Like, why we have nothing? Like, we got a house right over here, or condo right over here, like 2 minutes away. Why do we have to go here? But it ended up being so much fun. I think he wanted to get guys away from kids. If everybody's healthy at home and, you know, and wife can keep the house going or whatever, like get everybody down here and we'll focus. They put a bunch of we had golden tea and ping pong game. We had all this stuff in the room, and we'd watch other games and we'd just kind of hang out there and we'd practice. He did it, never done it like that before, but we'd practice on the off days at 4:00. So you'd get all day, he'd have you at home all day, and then you get in at 4, you'd practice from like 5 to 6:30 and then walk across and have dinner and you're in for the night.
Oh, really?
And,
I've never even heard of that.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, I don't know. We did it in Tampa, and no one's ever done it since.